The following is a presentation of TFNN. The Morning Market Kickoff with your host, Tommy O'Brien. Now, Tommy O'Brien.
Good morning, everybody. I'm Tommy O'Brien, coming to you live from TFNN, 8:30 a.m. Thursday morning, 60 minutes to go until the opening bell. And we got markets. Where are they, folks? Positive territory. Yet again, we're talking about record territory almost across the board. We get the S&Ps right now up about 8 points, trading at 38.53. We're going to hit 4,000 at some point. Remarkable. You're talking about only 140 S&P points from where we were. Highs last night at about 38.59 in the futures. Quite the acceleration yesterday from almost 3,800 up to 38.50 to end the day. We're higher this morning as well. How about the NASDAQ 100? How about some of those tech stocks? Man, Amazon was up almost 5% yesterday. Netflix was up almost 20% yesterday on their earnings. NASDAQ 100 up another 0.5% today, 13,357, up 64 points. Got the Dow up 43 points, 31,139. Some context on the Dow. You're talking about all-time highs, folks. 31,188 on the futures. You back it up to the Russell. All-time highs yesterday as well, 2173. We're 10 points off the high, but we're about 6 points positive on the session on the Russell. Russell, a little bit of a divergence yesterday, and Russell spiked higher at 10 in the morning, then gave most of it back by the end of the day. You compare that to even the Dow. I mean, no real spike and give back. The NASDAQ, not even close. It was a rocket ship. And the S&Ps, not as well. So Russell, a little bit of a divergence, makes the high, gives it back. We're at 2163 this morning. Bitcoin making some headlines this morning. Talk about an acceleration from 40,000 a couple weeks ago. We're at 31,000 overnight. Quite the drop. You put Bitcoin on a daily. You want to talk about some volatility, folks. We might have a consolidation area between about 30,000 and 40,000 on Bitcoin. You saw the run up to 42,730. We were back down on the day of January 11th. So you're talking about 10 days ago. We make a low of 31,105. We come back down to 31,260. Right at that level. We're bouncing a bit, but watch out, folks. Talk about a parabolic run. I want to see something interesting. I'm not going to focus too long on Bitcoin, but check it out, right? You put Bitcoin on a monthly, we're making quite a bar here. Quite a bar indeed for that monthly up to 42,000. What's really remarkable is that the previous highs, talking about December 2017, doesn't even look parabolic on this chart after we made the recent run we have. Nonetheless, it did seem parabolic at one point, folks, if you just zoom in on that chart. All right, what else we got going on? Jumping around to commodities, we got gold contract up $1. Quite a day for gold to the upside yesterday. Early on Sunday, we were at 1,800. We reached 1,874 overnight in the price of gold. We're trading at 1,867. Silver's up 12 cents at 25.89 right now. And notes and bonds, pretty calm action. You get the 10-year right now, negative 3 ticks at 136.27. You got the 30-year, negative 11 ticks right now. And jumping over to the yield, you're looking at a yield right now of 1.1%. All right, what else we got going on? It is Thursday. It is 8:30 in the morning. Love doing the shows at 8:30 in the morning. We get some good economic data points. This morning, weekly jobless claims, 900,000. The estimate was for about 925,000. Man, that number just ticking across right under a million. That's an initial claim on a weekly basis. 900,000 comes into the market. S&P's pretty calm on that number right now. You see a little bit of volatility, maybe to the downside. Talking about 2, 3, 4 points, folks, to 38.50. S&P still holding up about 6 points right now on the futures. All right, what else we got going on? Jump into the stocks making moves this morning. Still earnings season in a big way, folks. We had some big ones. You know what? Before I do, I'm just going to check to some of the banks because yesterday, right? Morgan Stanley, strong numbers, actually trades lower, but these banks have been a rocket ship, folks. We get the yield at about 1.1%. Whoops. JP Morgan, not JPY, JPM, was down a bit yesterday as well, 136.25. Bank of America shares, all kind of trading a little bit lower. after quite the run from the beginning of November. So Travelers Insurance Company, how about $4.91 a share? The market was only looking for just above $3. Revenue matching forecasts. Now, here's the interesting part, right? These insurance companies, the revenue was equal to their estimates, but profit was a huge beat. Lower catastrophe claims, a record 8.4% jump in renewal premiums, and strong underwriting results. What's up with premiums going up 8.4% at the same time you have lower catastrophe claims? Good to be in the insurance business, to put it lightly. TRV is their symbol. There you see the pop this morning from 145 to about 148. You put it on a daily, and quite a run from the lows of 76. We're back above the pre-COVID highs, talking about 145. You put this on a 5-year weekly. The highs that Travelers might be looking at is 155. I was looking at this earlier, July of 2019. We are at 155. We're going to open today at about 149. We're also coming back to the highs that we had in Travelers at the beginning of 2018 on that equity. We still got some more banks coming out. Trust Financial. We're going to jump to a few. Baker Hughes, okay, talking about oil. Quarterly loss of 7 cents a share. The market was looking for an estimate of 17 cents a share. Profit. Big miss there. Loss of 7 cents. Market was looking for 17-cent profit. Revenue exceeding the forecasts. Company said it pleased with the 2020 performance, considering the impact. Well, that's happy that they're going to pat themselves on the back, that they're happy with how they did considering. And maybe rightfully so, that you had oil at negative prices at one point throughout the year. Not fun to be in a business where you're selling a product that's actually at negative prices. This morning, you're going to be a little bit higher. That's a long-term weekly. Zooming it in on the daily, that's their daily, down to $9 when things got dicey with oil almost going negative. And you put it on a 15-minute this morning, you're trading higher on their numbers. Baker Hughes up to $23.75 so far this morning. United Airlines out with their numbers this morning. Big losses for the airlines, all but assured that was coming. 7 cents a share. The market was only looking for $6.60 though, so bigger loss than they were looking for. Revenue below forecasts as well. COVID-19 still, of course, impacting the airlines. United aiming to cut $2 billion in annual costs through 2023 as it tries to navigate a path to recovery. You got United down a bit this morning. UAL is their symbol. There you see the action of 44.30. Was up all the way to almost 47 last week. Some of the other airlines this morning see them trading a little bit lower, maybe with the United Delta down a little bit. Domestically, JetBlue shares pretty calm right now, and we'll finish it off with Southwest. Southwest shares trading at $47.99. Tesla, fourth quarter registrations in California jumped by nearly 63% during the fourth quarter. How about that, folks? Thanks in part to the success of its Model Y crossover. California, Tesla's bigger market. I mean, that's a mammoth number, 63% in the fourth quarter. That Model Y, I guess, pushing out some big numbers to California. And Tesla shares, always got to keep them on the radar, trading a little bit higher this morning at $8.55. Man, Tesla, remarkable strength, Tesla. When you look at this consolidation, we're chopping around at about $8.50. I mean, remarkable. When you look at this, Tesla went into the S&P that final day. There's your volume, right? They all had to add a Tesla into the S&P funds. You're talking about it was at $6.95. We've now traded up to $8.50, and maybe we have a little consolidation going on at $8.50 for Tesla shares. Remarkable. All right, as I talked about, Amazon shares. Got to check out Amazon. Quite the day yesterday for all the tech stocks. Check out that bar in Amazon yesterday. This thing's been chopping around for a while. The upper boundary line of that consolidation is about $33.73. Amazon plowing higher this morning as well to $32.96. Stay tuned, folks. Be right back. See what else we have going on for Thursday trading. We'll jump into those weekly jobless names a little bit more as well. We'll be right back.
Hey there, I'm Andy Arbertine with Tiger Precious Metals and Stones. Whether you're looking to buy and sell precious metals or trying to find the perfect diamond ring, I'm here to help. I have over 15 years of experience with diamonds and precious metals. You can call me directly at 727-329-8245, and I will personally answer any questions you have and help you find exactly what you're looking for. I will be your personal concierge in the metal and stone business. Give me a call today, 727-329-8245.
TFNN has launched our brand new website. You can still visit us at the same TFNN.com URL, but when you do, you'll see a new and improved homepage with a much simpler navigation, whether you're watching Tiger TV live in high definition or just accessing your newsletter subscriptions. We even have new pricing in 6 months and yearly options. Check out the new TFNN.com now and experience all the upgrades. TFNN.com, educating investors.
Hi, folks. This is Tom O'Brien. The printing presses are working 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. The U.S. deficit has risen 200% in 1 year with no end in sight. The markets are looking for an additional stimulus bill to get us through this once-in-a-generation pandemic. There is no free lunch, folks. The more stimulus dollars put into the marketplace, the less your dollar is worth each and every day. This is the time to protect yourself with a portion of your portfolio in the metal market. The gold report comes out each Monday morning. I bisect and dissect the dollar, silver, gold, the XAU, and the HUI. The gold report is a long-term hedge against the dilution of your buying power. The U.S. has put more than $6 trillion into the marketplace in the last 6 months, with more expected in the next few months. The market did and does need the stimulus, but it will have long-term implications on our buying power. The gold report comes with a 30-day money-back guarantee. Go to TFNN.com and order the gold report now. Protect your buying power. Order the gold report now.
Are China A-shares hot or not? If you trade China A-shares, now may be time to take a closer look. Trade CHAU or CHAD, Directions Daily CSI 300 China A-share Bull and Bear ETFs. China A-shares in either direction. Visit directioninvestments.com today. An investor should consider the investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses of the Direction shares carefully before investing. The prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction shares. To obtain a prospectus or summary prospectus, please contact Direction shares at 866-476-7523. The prospectus or summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. An investment in the funds is subject to risk, including the possible loss of principal. The funds are designed to be utilized only by sophisticated investors such as traders and active investors. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
Don't forget, you can listen to TFNN live on your mobile device 24 hours per day. Go to TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV. That's TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV for the latest market information.
Welcome back, folks. The market's pretty calm right now. S&P's up 7 points, right where we were at about 8:30 when we got that initial weekly jobless claim for the week. Jumping into those numbers a little bit more as they break it down. Headline number, 900,000. Week ended January 16th. Initial jobless claims. Estimate was for about 925,000. The previous week was revised lower by 39,000. So you actually come in 25,000 below the estimate for this week, and we revised the prior week by 39,000. Not bad when you look at that's approximately 64,000 jobs extra than the market might have been looking for that were not lost on an initial weekly jobless claims number. Continuing claims showed a slight decrease for the week, falling 127,000 to 5.05 million. Excuse me. Now, the complex part of the continuing claims is that people are falling off sometimes, state unemployment benefits or whatnot come, and then they go from that classification to, of course, then a pandemic emergency assistance program or what it is. So the people actually receiving aid much higher than the 5 million. But when it comes to just people on continuing unemployment claims, down a bit. But as I mentioned, people falling off their state benefits. That's why some of these stimulus plans, aid plans going through Congress right now would extend those to allow people to stay on those unemployment benefits for the next, whatever it is, until we get over this COVID pandemic. All right, jumping around to what else we have going on. American Eagle, this headline caught my attention this morning. So American Eagle sees holiday quarter sales dropping low single digits amid weak mall traffic. Not very surprising when you think about our shopping tendencies during the holiday season. American Eagle, ahead of a virtual meeting with investors today, said it expects fourth quarter revenue to decrease in the low single digits. The drop driven by a drop in brick and mortar store sales due to weak mall traffic. The apparel retailer said it expects momentum to continue online. Should not be really too surprising with most going on there. Company said it's targeting revenue of $5.5 billion and income of $550 million in fiscal 2023. I mean, you're seeing some of these companies really go out, folks. You're talking about fiscal 2023. It's January of 2021, but these are the types of plans they're making. And when you talk about normalcy in the market, yeah, you might take a year or two, really, before some of that normalcy really kicks back in. I mean, yeah, we might make some real headway in the next 3 or 6 months, but maybe it's 6, 9, 12 months until we're actually back. And then when you think about we're back until we really get, a full swing of a holiday season where people aren't even thinking about being around COVID in malls, in restaurants, et cetera. Interesting to see 2023, a number thrown out there as well. They're talking about well-positioned in 2021, and they report, expected, fourth quarter. So they have until March 3rd to report, but they got an investor day going on out there, virtual meeting with investors today. So giving a little bit of a highlight for American Eagle. What's that? What's their symbol? AEO. Mall traffic. Tough AEO, excuse me. Tough business to be in, and there you see the drop off on those numbers getting revealed, down from about 23 to 22. You put it on a daily. Quite the rise from the depths of a low of $6. Not sure it makes sense for a company like American Eagle to be up 50% from pre-COVID levels when they are very reliant on malls, but they're trying to make that transition. And man, if they make that transition in terms of if they get over the hump to 2023, and you just saw the number, you're talking about, $5 billion in revenue, $550 million in profit. That's something the market seems like it can get behind, even if you're pulling back a bit today, still relatively high from where we were. And you put this thing on a longer term, you see we're coming back up to, we're going to open today at about 22. The highs we had in 2019, you're talking about 24.30. So we're just coming up to that level. And the next area that it might go for is about $30 on American Eagle there on that chart. Quite the drop off from 30 to 6, and we're back to 22. These markets, watch out, folks. All right, let's check in on some of the other stocks. Netflix, right? My goodness, look at that bar. Talk about blowing out this consolidation. Now, this is a 3-year weekly. Put this on a daily. Yeah, talk about an acceleration, folks. Netflix chops around from about July 1st. All the way until they come out with their numbers yesterday, the day prior to yesterday, after the closing bell. Strong numbers, can't overstate it. You trade up from 500 to 580. Didn't think this stock had that type of a move that was even possible in it. But man, you talk about when a company goes from needing money to being cash flow positive to talking about dividends, it's a change of trend, and the market recognized it. You made it to 593. You're sitting at 586. Quite the acceleration for Netflix. Some of the other streamers out there benefited. You saw Disney shares. Just take this off there. Had traded higher to begin the day. Made it all the way up to 177. Pulled back to 173. Still positive for the session. You're going to be up a bit today to 174 on Disney on the open. Yes, I would say that was great news for Disney, right? Just the ability for Netflix to continue to grow in the streaming platform when they've pulled on so many subscribers over the last year might put a little bit of a bid in Disney, but you're going to see divergences here. It's great for the industry, but I think we already know that the industry is growing in a big way if you're in streaming. And these two, while competitors, are such a low cost that I imagine that in people's minds, it's not a one or the other scenario. Yes, you might occasionally maybe cancel one, cancel the other. Folks, if you have kids in your household, they're not going to care about whether you want to cancel Disney because you're going to watch Netflix. They're going to want to watch Disney mostly. So point being, they're their own entities almost. And so you might not see where Netflix does so well. It's definitely not going to take away from Disney, but it's also not going to put a huge acceleration in Disney. They have their own segments a little bit. You have Disney, you have Hulu. I'll tell you, I have the bundle at home. We have kids in the house, okay? And Hulu's been experiencing a lot of problems, just the app itself, which is interesting. I use it on Roku, another strong company. Don't have any Roku shares. Wish I did. But surprising, that's the Roku chart. My goodness, right? Makes an all-time high of 448 yesterday, and the acceleration from Netflix backs off a bit to 428. We're going to open flat this morning. But point being, there's room for both of these companies to succeed or fail on their own right, and I expect they're going to succeed in their own right, both of them. And you're seeing that acceleration on Netflix in a big way. We talked about Amazon. Quite the acceleration on a daily basis. The high end on Amazon that you're looking for is about 33.61, that consolidation. Yeah, you made it up to about 35.52 on the peak high. Made it up in October to basically 3,500 on the dot. What's our high there? 34.96. 96.24. This morning, we're going to open just shy of about 3,300, inching towards the higher end of that consolidation on Amazon. I mean, Microsoft shares, all these tech stocks. Look at these bars on a daily basis. Microsoft, same thing. You're coming right up to this area, the higher end of its consolidation. These tech stocks, I'm telling you, things seem like they've gotten out of whack to the upside on the tech stocks, folks. But if you pull up these charts, some of the biggest tech stocks out there have actually been consolidating for a pretty serious amount of time. I mean, Microsoft, since June 24th, you could make a legitimate case that Microsoft has been consolidating between 200 and 220. Now, you take a line of like linear regression, folks, that'll encapsulate. That's a pretty fair area. Maybe you inch it a little bit higher, right? Point being, we're right at the upper end of that boundary, that consolidation since June 25th. There's nothing to stop some of these equities if they really are going to consolidate higher. They've built a nice base here. Microsoft, right? Amazon shares. Look at that consolidation. Let's check out Apple shares. Somewhat similar as well. Stay tuned, folks. Come back right after the break. See what else we have going on for Thursday trading. We'll be right back.
Back in the day, I joined Hotel California in 2006, and like many of you, was drawn in by, as well as...
Whatever you think about, you bring about. Whatever you focus on grows.
You see, I believe that everything in life happens for us, not to us. And Tom ignited the fire within me to want to learn how to master the markets. So how did I go from knowing nothing about technical analysis to becoming the #1 market timer for the S&P 500 in 2018 and the #2 market timer in 2019? Simply put, I hired coaches with a proven track record, which led me to a whole new set of tools that I created to interpret the message of buyers and sellers. I would love the opportunity to teach you this award-winning set of tools and help you improve your market timing. You can test drive my newsletter service, Mastering Probabilities, for the next 30 days with no risk to you. Plus, you'll gain access to archive workshops that'll take you step by step through my system. Sign up today by going to the homepage of TFNN.com and selecting Mastering Probability in the newsletter tab. Bam!
If you haven't checked out the newsletters page of TFNN.com, what are you waiting for? All of the TFNN newsletters are informative, up-to-date, affordable, and a must-have for every trader looking to gain a competitive informational edge in today's markets. TFNN newsletters cover every aspect of the markets to offer you the very latest in market news. Plus, new subscribers get to test drive our newsletters risk-free for 30 days. From all aspects of the markets, including stocks, bonds, metals, commodities, and tech, there's a newsletter to fit your needs exclusively from TFNN. Stay informed each day you trade and get that competitive edge that will help you stay ahead of the game. Visit our newsletters page by going to TFNN.com and click the newsletters button near the top of the page. TFNN.com, educating investors.
Introducing Primal Edge.
Today, it's even more important to take a supplement that complements your health. Primal Edge is specifically formulated to boost your immune system and help with weight loss, better sleep, stress reduction, and the need to detox.
Our early ancestors found all their nutritional requirements in the wild environment. But today, our food sources don't contain the vitamins, minerals, and nutrients that we need to stay healthy and strong.
That's why we need Primal Edge Daily Nutrition. It includes a special blend of ionic, soil-based, vitamins, minerals, fatty and amino acids in an easy-to-use liquid form.
Primal Edge is powered by highly concentrated humic and fulvic acids, nature's preferred delivery system. They've been called miracle molecules because, like sunlight, air, and water, without them, life cannot exist.
That's right, Ellen. They ensure we receive all the nutrition we need to be healthy and thrive. We take it every morning.
Primal Edge. Just $89 exclusively at TFNN.com.
Don't forget, you can listen to TFNN live on your mobile device 24 hours per day. Go to TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV. That's TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV for the latest market information.
Welcome back, folks. We got a little negative action in the market creeping in. We fall from 830 on that weekly jobless claims number. Been sneaking up on us as I've been doing the program. We're off about 10 points now in the S&Ps from where we were. We're negative 1 point on the futures. NASDAQ still positive by 14, but you see the drop little bit from 13,367. We're down 60 points in the NASDAQ 100. Nothing too dramatic just yet. Russell minus by 1, and you get the Dow off about 25 points as well. I was going through some of the FANG stocks. One of the most interesting, folks, how about Google, right? All-time highs for Google. So much for the antitrust debate going on with Google. Look at this acceleration. The last 2 days, you go from 1741 to 1900 in Google. Talk about an acceleration. You put this thing on a monthly just to see. I mean, just a complete ramp up in a big way. You see the COVID volatility to the lows of about 1,000 last March, and we've almost doubled that level. Remarkable acceleration when you look at the acceleration Google has had. One of the other companies I was looking at today, PayPal, got an upgrade, up a bit. So what were they? Let's see. Upgraded to buy from neutral at BTIG. PayPal will continue to see benefits from the shift toward digital payments. Can't argue with that one, man. Some of these payment processors, right, from 82 to 240. Square, much smaller company than PayPal, but from 32 to 226. Remarkable. And we'll finish it out on a fun note. You want to talk about returns, folks? Well, somebody had themselves quite a return last night. $731 million Powerball jackpot. I believe it was in Maryland or maybe Missouri that somebody won that ticket. I was looking. But guess what, folks? If you missed out on the Powerball jackpot, well, you're in luck because Mega Millions is $970 million tomorrow. That would be a nice Friday evening for $1 billion jackpot almost. And here's the cool part about this, right, that we understand being in the market. The cash option of these lottery numbers is huge right now because interest rates are so low. The cash option is $760 million. Those low yields pushing that cash option up in a big way. Interesting nonetheless. Stay tuned, folks. We got S&Ps flat this morning, and we got Larry Pesavento. He's coming up next with Trade What You See. Live programming all day at TFNN. Stay tuned, folks.